She brought the mysterious container down into her bedroom. She then came back upstairs, back outside to her car, and came in with another container, still covered by a white sheet. She continued this a few more times, coming back with more covered containers. At this point I was extremely curious, but I didn't want to upset her by asking again. Once she finished retrieving the containers, she went back to her car and returned with more stuff. This time she came back with many bags of food and bottled water. All of the foods were non-perishables, like bread, canned goods and crackers. Finally she went downstairs and locked the door. I was confused, but I wasn't very concerned. I began to get alarmed the next day when she still hadn't left her room at all. I knocked on her door, hearing her shout for me to go away. I tried pulling it open, but it wouldn't budge. I must have did something to lock it from the inside. Eventually my parents got concerned too. They tried to open the door, but Rachel convinced them not to care. She told them that she was an adult and that she had food and water to sustain herself. They gave in, not wanting to argue after a long day of work. I however refused to give up. Every day I tried to convince her to get out, but she always yelled at me to go away. Finally about a month later, I gave up. Another month went by and Rachel still hadn't left her room. None of us tried to get her out since we knew she would just end up yelling at us. During the night, my mind would often wander and think about Rachel. As time went on, my thoughts became more and more paranoid, and I began to get worried. It was around the 2-month mark when I decided enough was enough. I woke up early that morning and couldn't fall back asleep. My parents were working, and it was just me and Rachel at home. I silently crept down the stairs and walked towards the door to Rachel's room. I knocked gently. Silence. I knocked harder, but still got no response. I tried calling her name, but was still met with silence. I continued to knock, eventually banging at the door. Getting really scared. I put my ear to the door and noticed something. I heard a noise that sounded like a muffled buzzing. You can now hit the like button and comment sister for part 3.